Someday is coming. It's so close. It's here. Okay, here we are with Operation Piano Move. So I'll show you what we got going here. So this is our anchor that we have out in the garage that is anchored on the door frame with a chain around it, and all that other wood is just keeping it propped up at the right level. And the ramps at the bottom, we will use that if and when we get the piano out to the garage here. We've got chain going around, hook to come along. Let's pause here for a moment. I forgot to mention the pipe you see on the floor. This served two purposes and was pretty crucial to the whole operation. First, it provided a smoother pivot point for the strap than just going straight over the metal corner transition piece at the top of the stairs. Second, once we get the piano to the top, we can roll it onto the pipe, which is both more simple and more efficient than going inch by inch with a come-along. All right, let's continue. The come-along is then hooked to the strap. Got some paneling on the stairs to hopefully make it slide a little better when it comes up the stairs. And we've got chains hooked up to another toe strap. And the toe strap goes all the way around the piano on both sides and back to the chain. And then I'm going to give our piano a little bit of a boost with a car jack to get it up and started. So we'll put this on a time loop and see how it goes. Okay, we got everything moved in place here, so let's get started. Getting it jacked up, make some adjustments to the paneling. Got to make some adjustments to the come-along and the strap. And do some pulling, and it falls off the jack. So we're trying to use a 2x4 to get it off the jack and get my jack back out. And then we fall on the paneling and break the paneling. Now my jack is stuck on 3 points: the piano, the floor, and the stairs. So this takes a little bit to get that jack out. Now I do have 2 car jacks. So there was a lot of back and forth of using one jack to get the other one free, and then using the first jack to get the second one free. And it just takes a lot of going back and forth to get it just right. So now we're finally getting it jacked up, trying to get it on that first step. We decide the paneling is just in our way, and we're not sure it's going to help that much anyway, so we got rid of it. These first couple of steps are obviously the hardest, because we got to fight some angles and try to get things going up straight to make it easier later on. Okay, let's give it another shot. I think the jack's stuck again. Every time we do this, we learn just a little bit more. So now you see we got it up on the first step. So now we got to start tackling the second step. And the jack is stuck. Multiple attempts here at getting the jack out are not working very well. And I think at this point I actually have both jacks stuck. So at this point we're discussing the greater meaning of life, reassessing our decision to try and get the piano up out of the basement. And now it's time to make some more progress. We're currently on the second stair, and we're trying to get it onto the third step. We're starting to get a little more efficient at it and figure things out and how it works to get up the steps. So we've changed the angle a little bit. You can see it, we got it nice and high and we can pull it up the step. But we decided that the strap is too high on the piano, and as we pull it, it actually pulls the front of the piano down into the step, making it heavier than it really needs to be, and the come along is struggling. So we decided to move the strap down below the keyboard, which makes a huge difference. You'll see here in just a minute. All right, getting everything hooked back up. We think we like this approach better. We claim our brilliance, and so we decide to get the panels back in because they should help things slide a little bit easier. The come-alongs only give us about 5 feet of movement, so at this point we had already moved it quite a bit, so we decided to reset the come-alongs and start pulling again. All right, this seems to be working much better with the strap down low. And now I realize I'm stuck at the bottom, and I probably could be more useful at the top. So decide to squeeze through. And now things really start to move. We are past the hard part, and now we just pull it up the stairs. Every once in a while, we got to put a new come along on. That's what we're doing right there. We put a different strap on and started pulling with the second come along. One of our come alongs is a 2-ton and one is a 1-ton. When we are using the 1-ton, we are super nervous. So as quickly as we can, we move it back to the 2-ton. I think we're switching out the come-alongs there. Decided to move the camera so you can see what's going on at the top of the stairs, since you can now see the piano. We thought about moving the pipe out of the way, but then realized we were going to need that, and it was going to save us a lot once we get to the top. There we're putting some leverage on it to keep it from getting pulled too low, kind of the same problem we had before, and that helped a lot. So it really started to come easy, and as we got to the top, it started pivoting back and forth as the weight started to even itself out. So we had to keep going straight. It pulled a little bit to the left as we went up the stairs, but we got that fixed. And just like that, it's at the top. We no longer have any weight on the come-alongs and the pulleys, so we just had to get those out of the way. I had to go down and get the floor dolly, then move to set up the ramps so we can get it out into the garage. Decided the ramps need to be braced because that piano is so heavy. Let's measure real quick. Yep, it's about that wide. This is where I'm trying to convince my partner that I can lift it up and just put the floor dolly underneath it instead of trying to jack it up. Right there at that exact moment, at this lovely pause in the video, the battery went dead on my GoPro. So you don't get to see the rest of the process of us bringing it down in the garage, but you didn't really miss much. It was super smooth and super easy. It took us maybe 30 seconds to get the piano down the ramp and get the ramps pulled out from underneath the piano. It really was super easy. And that is that. The piano is now in the garage and we are done. Well, that's pretty much it. It took us about 3.5 hours to get the whole thing done from start to finish. And we learned a lot as we went. And I probably would not want to do it anytime soon. It's pretty challenging and not so much physical, but just trying to figure out all the geometry and the mechanics of everything. That was a challenge, but it's always fun to learn new things. And hopefully whoever ends up with the piano will enjoy it in their house and not have such a hard time getting it where they want it than we did getting it out.